Would you go into business with a partner like Uncle Sam? I sure hope not. I'll explain why in this episode, because a lot of people don't realize if you are saving money for long-term goals such as retirement in traditional IRAs and 401ks, Uncle Sam is your partner. And any IRA or 401k or qualified plan is actually a partnership. I would recommend you don't create a partnership with the government, and I'll explain why in this episode and what you can do that is far, far better than a lopsided partnership with Uncle Sam. So I'm Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist and a retirement planning specialist now for 5 decades, helping thousands of Americans optimize assets, minimize taxes, and prepare for long-term goals such as retirement so they will not outlive their money. Now, oft times when people would come to me at retirement, they would begin to realize that at retirement planning is something totally different than maybe what they did for retirement planning. Most Americans, 91% of them in fact, for retirement are duped into putting money into traditional IRAs or 401ks, being told, oh, you'll likely be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. So defer to some future perceived unknown advantage, and you'll likely be in a lower bracket. Well, most people are not in lower brackets. If you don't understand why, it's usually because they've been going down the highway with one foot on the gas pedal and the other foot on the brake pedal, and they didn't even know they were doing it. The foot on the gas pedal is putting money in tax-deferred IRAs and 401ks, but the foot on the brake pedal, they kill their deductions. They're paying off their house, their other real estate. They lose those deductions. If they were a business owner and they sold their business, they don't have those deductions anymore. In retirement, you're no longer contributing money to IRAs or 401ks. You don't have those deductions anymore. Your kids are gone. Or if they move back in as adults, you can't deduct them anymore. And Congress, because of irresponsible government spending and the printing of money, keeps raising taxes. So whenever I ask audiences throughout America, how many of you think the taxes in the future will likely be lower? I get nothing but crickets. How many think they're going to be the same? I did this the other day with an audience of 300 people. Only 2 raised their hands. They thought taxes would be the same. Then I asked, how many of you think that taxes will be higher? And a sea of hands goes up. And then I ask, why then are you continuing to defer, delay, postpone, procrastinate, paying tax in those IRAs or 401ks to some future perceived unknown advantage, and then withdraw your money when it's worth this in a higher tax situation? And they just go. And so they finally start listening to what they can do. So they have created what I call the tax trap. They have a tax disease. Now, the word disease means you're not at ease. When you're not at ease physically, that's called dis-ease, okay? A lot of people are not at ease at retirement because they know they're going to outlive their money due to the negative impact of taxes, number 1. Inflation and market volatility are number 2, and number 3, dangers. I eliminate those dangers for my clients, for you if you're preparing for retirement. But I usually will ask them, golly, why are you in partnership with Uncle Sam? And they go, what do you mean? Okay. And so, unfortunately, so many American taxpayers are like this ostrich with its head in the sand, and it's open season with the IRS. And they don't realize that they are going to be paying taxes the rest of their life on those tax-deferred IRAs or 401ks. And so when they come to their first appointment, I tell them to bring their after-tax IRA 401k statements. Now, I know they don't have them, but I'm trying to get them to think. They go, after-tax statements? Oh, I'll calculate that for you. And so many times they'll come, and I'm thinking of one couple that came and had $2.6 million accumulated between the husband and wife in IRAs or 401ks. $2.6 million, they thought with a 6% payout, I think it was, that it could generate $160,000 a year of income. And I went, well, I see one big problem. It's all showing up on the front page of your 1040 tax return. It's all taxable. You have another $40,000 of Social Security or maybe a school teacher pension. You have $200,000 of income. It's all taxable. They said, you mean there's another way? And I go, absolutely. They said, well, where have you been? I said, I've been here all along. You've had your head in the sand like that ostrich, okay? And so the 2.6 million wasn't all their money. I had another couple, husband and wife, both physicians, that had 4.6 million in their IRAs and 401ks. And I calculated that if they took minimum distributions, required minimum distributions, and deferred as long as they could and took RMDs, they would end up paying 2.6 million, a minimum on 4.6 million. Do you know what their advisor told them and me? Well, they can afford to pay 2.6 million in tax. They have $4.6 million. I said, well, let's ask them. I said, no, I can't save you 2.6 million. You've actually painted yourself into a corner, a tax trap here. But I could free you from about 1.2 million. I could save you 1.2 million. Would you like to save that? Absolutely. We did that. That 1.2 million reinvested into max funded index universal life is generating $100,000 a year of tax-free income the rest of their lives, okay? Money that would otherwise have gone down the drain in unnecessary tax. We do this all the time. So many times when they bring their statements, they show me an IRA or 401k with $1 million in it, and they're thumping themselves on the chest, and then I have to be the bearer of bad news. That million isn't all your money. Only about 670,000 or 700,000 of that is your money. The rest belongs to the government. Yeah, they think it looks like this sumptuous Subway hoagie sandwich depicted there on the left. And then I say, this is what it really looks like after the government has taken their share out of it. And they lose their appetite real quick. And so that's when I usually say, man, were you planning your retirement or Uncle Sam's? And they go, well, what do you mean? I said, well, Uncle Sam has actually been your partner on that IRA or 401k. And the government has a permanent tax lien. Uncle Sam has a permanent tax lien on your IRAs or 401ks. Let me ask you this question. Would you go into a partnership, a business, and here's the deal, okay? So I'm going to play the role of Uncle Sam, and I go, so we're going to go into a partnership, and we're going to shake on this. But here's the deal. You do all the work and earn all the money. You build this business, and you build this empire and this wealth. And as you do that, I get a third of everything this will ever make. And if you want to start taking some of this and sit back and retire before the age of 59 and a half, not only do I get a third, I get another 10% on top of that, okay? There's a 10% penalty on top of my third. But if you don't start giving me my share of this business by age 72 or 73, these are RMDs, required minimum distributions, not only will I charge you tax, but I'll charge you a 50% penalty. I'm going to take 90% of your money, okay? Now, would you go into a partnership with somebody like that? Absolutely not. That'd be stupid. What did I describe to you? An IRA 401k. So many Americans are in partner with Uncle Sam, and they get to choose. If they deem they're more hard up for money, they can change their percentage of what they get of your business anytime they want by raising taxes. And they can penalize you if you don't give them their share when they want it. If you start redeeming and taking out money sooner than they want you to, they'll penalize you for that. That's an IRA or 401k. So when I would teach this in advanced continuing education to CPAs and tax attorneys, they would go, oh my heavens. Okay, we never thought about this. I was always myopic. What does myopic mean? Short-sighted. When people would say, how do I save tax? I was always looking at the present year. Well, contribute more to your IRA or 401k. Oh, if you don't need the money, continue to defer. Only take out RMDs, and you won't pay as much tax this year. And they would go, that's very myopic, short-sighted. I created software that showed if you did that and you took RMDs, if you deferred and then took RMDs the rest of your life expectancy, your spouses, and then left it to your children, and they have to pay tax on inherited IRAs or 401ks within 10 years, people are flabbergasted how much they'll have to pay in tax. You're not saving tax, you're increasing them. And then I would show them, let's get the taxes over and done with sooner than later in like 5 years and reposition the net after tax into something that's going to be tax-free forever after. And at the end of the day, when you die, you'll be reimbursed for all the tax you did pay during the rollout. This is not a rollover. A rollover is going from the frying pan to the fire. A rollover is rolling money over from a 401k to an IRA, deferring, procrastinating, taking RMDs, okay? A rollout means you're getting the money out of an IRA or 401k permanently and getting the taxes over and done with. We can offset some or all of the tax with new tax deductions and strategies. I teach how to do that. But you're repositioning the net after tax money into something that's going to be tax-free from now on. And you will end up with many times 50% more income, double, triple, even quadruple. And I have several examples of that on this educational channel. So when people would come to me, that's why I would ask them, are you planning your retirement or Uncle Sam's? And when I tout advanced continuing education, these CPAs and tax attorneys would go, oh dear, we're the ones that have been telling these clients to put money into IRAs or 401ks. We don't want egg on our face now that we know that there's something better. I go, well, now that you know something better, go tell your client you learned about something that is better. No, we'll have egg on our face. We don't know. We don't want to admit we didn't give them the best advice. Well, you didn't know what you didn't know. So you're going to wait and let somebody else tell them? Well, oftentimes they say, you know, what the public doesn't know won't hurt them. Yes, it will. That is so sad. I only would partner up with CPAs and tax attorneys that were interested in helping their clients with the latest and greatest strategies that I taught them, okay? And so that's my passion. If you want to help your clients the best way and to accumulate money tax-free, access it tax-free, and be able to create that tax-free income, and at the end of the day, when you die, it transfers income tax-free. Investigate a property-structured, max-funded insurance contract. And I recommend you do not partner up with the government or Uncle Sam because that is one of the worst business partners you could ever have. Avoid that and accumulate your money tax-free. If you want to learn more about how to do that, you can study my most recent best-selling book, The L.A.S.E.R Fund. It's flying off of our warehouse shelves. But you can get it on Amazon for $20 up to $60. If you do that, thank you. But I'll gift you a copy free. You simply go to laserfund.com or click on the link below and you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I require a little bit of skin in the game, but I'll fire out a hard copy to you free. Via priority mail, you just cover the shipping and handling. And while you're in there claiming your free copy, if you like to listen and learn or watch and learn, you can invest in those types of formats if you would like. We also have regular educational webinars we teach on a regular basis. There's no charge in tuition for those. You can even schedule an appointment with an IUL specialist with no cost or obligation that will show you how a property structured max-funded IUL can work in your particular set of circumstances, how you can do a strategic rollout from an IRA or 401k, and how much better off you will be 5, 10, 15 years down the road, clear to age 120, by doing a strategic rollout. So this is not about me. This is about you and hopefully your brighter future by optimizing your assets and terminating this partnership you may have with Uncle Sam.